Welcome to the Multiverse Podcast, episode 11, over halfway to making it a habit, which is 21 episodes. Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Jimmy, with my co-host, Warren, and the GOAT himself, the voice. We're just going to call him the voice. He's the GOAT.
The voice.
What's
going on?
Wes.
Mysterious. The
Welcome to
producer, the
episode
voice,
11.
the GOAT.
producer,
What's going on?
The guy that makes all of this happen. We have a ton of cool stuff to talk about today, and I'm just going to jump right in with the main topic that is going around. I mean, multiverse, you would think we'd start off with Marvel every once in a while, even though we are labeled as a Star Wars podcast in most areas now. I mean, that's just kind of what we're known for. I'm kidding. Is Tom Holland and his press tour. That's exactly what's happening. He is literally doing a press tour.
I love it.
To drum up hype about Spider-Man.
What I actually like is it's so strategic on his part, because it's actually him announcing his non-alcoholic beero.
Yeah.
But
it's coattails of Spider-Man 4.
I think it was Tom Holland came out with this company and he wants it to get a lot of attention, and he took the opportunity of Spider-Man 4 about to happen to use that to get on these shows, right? Because although he might be able to get on these shows just announcing his beero company, I think that, the selling point is like, oh yeah, he'll talk about Spider-Man 4 and he wants to talk about his beer.
Yeah.
Right. There's non-alcoholic beer. I think it's genius. But yeah, he's doing like a press tour going around. I love how people are like, it's official. Spider-Man 4 is being made. It's like, yeah.
We knew that.
Like, I mean, we knew that.
We knew that was
Tom
happening.
Holland said it was, Kevin Feige said, months ago that the draft was done. But he said some great things about the script.
So he, in the first interview I saw, I think he was, I don't remember where he was. It wasn't, he did Jimmy Fallon. He did like Good Morning America, but he did some others before that.
Podcast.
Yeah. So he was talking about the back and forth that he's been having with the creative team on the vision that they want. He also talked about how he kind of takes from RDJ and understands that he has the power. They really can't make this without him. And he finally figured that out. And he wants to make sure, I'm not saying he's power tripping. He wants to make sure that it's done the right way for the fans. I truly, truly feel that's not him BSing. I feel like he's passionate about the character. He was a fan all his life, and he's a great Spider-Man. So He talks about that. He candidly talks about the push and pull of the script. And we already know the push and pull. Is it going to be more grounded?
Sony, Marvel.
Is it going to be multiversal, cosmic, or is it going to be somewhere in between? I actually think he gave away what is happening, because in the last interview I watched, he said, we're doing something we've never done before. Now,
the idea is crazy, he said.
The idea is crazy. So what can you take away? You can take away grounded. Spider-Man Homecoming was a very grounded movie. You could argue and say Far From Home was pretty grounded.
It was pretty grounded.
Okay. No Way Home was the exact opposite. But they already brought in Toby and Andrew. So what could we be doing that's new and crazy and never been done? Venom and Noel. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So we're on the same page?
Before we started the podcast, I recorded a video because a lot of people were like, oh, maybe... Because a lot of people have seen Venom now, a lot of press and everything, and I'm trying not to say too much here. There doesn't seem to be any very obvious setup for Spider-Man 4,
right?
With anything you see in Venom, but it's a Venom movie, right? Not a Spider-Man movie. So some people have kind of backtracked, but some people like Alex Perez have doubled down. They're like, nope, this is what I heard. I've heard Noel and I've heard Venom. But here's what's really interesting is Tom Hardy, in an interview with comicbook.com, comicbook.com asked the director, Kelly Marcel, I believe is her name, who else would be an adversary to Venom? And Tom Hardy was like, you can't answer that. There's 3 things we can't talk about. That's one of the things you can't answer that. And I'm like, what? I'm like, so an adversary to Noel, because Sony and Marvel have already said, Noel, this is just his introduction. He's going to be around for more. So it's like, why can't you ask who's going to be an adversary to Noel? It's like, oh, because we already know, and you can't say to let anybody believe what's going
He
on.
did an interview and somebody said, "Are you in? Is Venom in Spider-Man 4?" And he said, "No, I would have the script if he was." Ha 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 ha.
And I talked about this in the video I just recorded. How could he have the script already if it's not done? And he's been doing a press tour for Venom and then filming Venom before the press tour. It's like, yeah, that might be true.
Yeah.
He specifically said, I haven't seen it, the script, because yeah, that's probably true. He hasn't seen it, but have they talked to him about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also feel he is probably more on board with Tom and Kevin and all of them saying,
Totally.
we're doing this. And he probably doesn't have to have his thumb on it like Tom has his thumb on it.
No. Yeah,
He's just like, okay, it's me and Spider-Man. We're going to the MCU.
Right.
Let's rock. Now, Tom, on the other hand, is like, he's in the creative think tank with them. He obviously has pull now, and they have to listen to what he wants as well. So, yeah, all roads lead to Venom, Spider-Man 4, Noel, Toby, Andrew. It's going to be a heck of a time. Is that coming before they're shooting next summer?
It's between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be as big as
I think
Doomsday.
So. Yeah, I think as Doomsday. Yeah.
Are we gonna have to have? Are we gonna have to have 4 multiverse? 4 multiverse.
What's the? I'm missing 4.
Two Secret Wars, a Doomsday, and a Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be 2 parts of Secret Wars anymore.
How is there not?
I mean, I want there to be, but Disney yesterday, which we'll talk about in just a bit, the Blade canceling, but when it was reported that they removed Blade, they also released 3 new release dates for Marvel in 2028. So I'm like, oh, they really are that, because there's no way that's all Phase 6. So that's part of Phase 7.
You can't tell that arc in one story, in one movie. I mean, I know you could go with you could set up the arc in all the previous movies the best you can. That's a hard one, man.
If some rumors that I've heard from I've heard publicly from Daniel RPK, and then I won't mention the insider told me personally and just texting on Discord. I have to say the current plan, because it seems like plans are really changing a lot over there as they're deciding what to do, was what we heard. Everything in between Doomsday and Secret Wars does take place in like a battle world. So that could set everything up.
You could almost call Doomsday Secret Wars Part 1.
You could, but then say you have 2 movies, 3 movies in between, and one is Thor 5 that maybe takes place part Battle World, part Valhalla, Doctor Strange 3. Exactly, right? So you could tell the story throughout multiple movies.
I want
to. Don't get me wrong. I just,
you know why? Because I don't want it to end. And I know if it's a one and done, I know it's over. If I have another one, I'm at least like, I got one more.
I know, and I've thought about that too. I'm like, man, it's going to be such a bummer when it ends. But then I was like, oh, but wait, but Phase 7 or Phase 1, whatever it's going to be after the reboot, I'm like, X-Men with the Avengers, with the Fantastic Four.
It's gonna be, I think we're set up for the future. I think it's going to be pretty good. You mentioned Blade. Before we talk about Blade getting canceled, which we both said in like episode 2. I know, right? Yeah. I don't even remember. Guys, you can follow us anywhere. You can find the Multiverse Podcast, or you can type in the Multiverse Podcast, Spotify, Apple, YouTube. If you want to watch it with recording, you can go to YouTube. If you just want the audio, you can go to any platform out there. We're on TikTok, Instagram, absolutely everywhere.
We are literally everywhere.
Get interactive with us. You can comment on every single platform. We take those comments and they help us to kind of shape the upcoming shows. We also have Discord, and you guys can get in there and help us with topics and thoughts and stuff like that as well.
Please do. It's very fun for us.
Over 4,000, almost to 5,000 on YouTube. Thank you, everybody. And we're just under 5,000 on TikTok as well, too. So
if you're not following us wherever you're listening right now, if it's not TikTok or YouTube, please go give us some follow.
Started off with this little wave, and now it's a little bigger wave, and it's just slowly growing. We truly, truly appreciate it. I'm having fun. So, Blade, shocker.
There's only ever gonna be one Blade.
Do you think they knew?
Yes.
Really?
You don't think when I reported on the news?
You don't think that was an educated slam?
Of course it was.
You think it was a guess, or he knew?
No, I think it was a guess.
Okay.
You said an educated like
Slam,
educated
yeah.
wish, right?
Yeah,
Educated slam.
yeah.
No, I because you hear things, and I'm sure Ryan Reynolds is like, so what's going on with Marvel? What's going on with blah, blah, what's going on with Blade since they brought back Blade. Tongue twister there. He obviously probably asked what's going on with the reboot for Blade. And maybe Kevin Feige was like, yeah, I don't know. We're going to make it, but I don't know when. And Ryan just took the freedom.
It's gone.
They made that joke. But when I reported on the news yesterday, I opened my video with that clip.
Yeah.
Because I thought this is so fitting now. And it's just so ironic. And it's so perfect.
I'm okay with it being cut, because if they're not ready for it, don't do it. Don't shoehorn it in, and just give us a fresh Midnight Sun stories or story arcs and Blade and
That's what I was
Ghost
going to
Rider
say.
and all that with the reboot.
Well,
right?
No. Did you hear what a couple people have been reporting? They're actually fast tracking the Midnight Suns movie now. So according to Daniel RPK,
to be before the reboot,
and Alex Perez, they moved Blade because the story for Blade specifically, like a specific solo Blade movie, wasn't really working for the overall story of the multiverse. So now, according to these two, they're moving forward with the Midnight Suns, which will have Blade and hopefully Ghost Rider and some other ones
to beef up,
because that'll fit
cast.
Pretty much. That'll fit better. Well, a team
that
does fit better overall.
That worries me. There's not a lot of time left. There's not a lot of spots left. And how do you do?
Yeah,
you can't just. I mean, let's be real. Ghost Rider could get away with his own origin story. I know we've seen it before.
Oh, for sure.
Blade could get away with his own origin story. So,
well, yeah, he needs one. But I think Blade.
They don't have room for all that, and then to do the team up Midnight Suns before Secret Wars, that worries me. That it goes back to the whole shoehorning things in.
Well, to me, it sounds like Justice League. Like Batman versus Superman, like introducing Wonder Woman before the Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah.
Like it can work, but is it the best option? I don't know. One thing that I am pretty makes me feel okay about is they didn't have a problem moving Blade or canceling it or just removing it, delaying it indefinitely because it didn't fit the overall story. So if they are indeed fast tracking a Midnight Suns movie, that means they have a way for it to work. That's kind of because if they didn't, then they would move that as well, right?
I agree.
But then again, these are also reports from the reliable insiders, but take it with a grain of salt, of course.
All right. Well, let's move off of Marvel, stay in the movie realm, but go to gaming movies. So God of War, if you didn't know, is going to have a movie, which if they do this right, could be the start of just an epic new saga, whatever you want to say. God of War is starting from scratch. New showrunner Ronald D. Moore, known for Battlestar Galactica and For All Mankind. So it looks like they're going back to square zero. That seems to be the kind of going thing. They get a writer or a director, and then the director, for whatever reason, like, nah, I'm out. And
I want Wes to really talk about this, but I'll just say real quick, because Wes could probably say a lot. I think studios in general are realizing that a lot of fans are really upset with a lot of things in the industry right now. And because with the exception of The Penguin, which is phenomenal, and Agatha, which is really good.
You see how he said that? Phenomenal.
It's so good, dude.
I personally think
here in a little while.
That's why I didn't say much about it, but I think it's the greatest thing in forever, a serious long time. It's crazy good.
It's the greatest thing since Heath candy bars.
You're dang right.
Yeah.
No, but and I really do love Agatha, what we've got so far. But I think with the few exceptions, fans have been really upset. What Borderlands, right? That came out, and then a lot of Star Wars stuff. There's just so much stuff out there, and it's just kind of I think people are realizing that you can't just crap out content anymore.
You can't screw people with the source material like they are.
That too. Yeah. But you also have to think about during COVID, it's people would eat up everything because that's what you did. You were inside quarantining and just watching streaming services. So it's all your numbers look great. But now it's no, now we are selective and we're only going to watch good stuff. And I think these studios are finally realizing, like, hey,
it's not just selective, it's you're messing with IPs that millions of people are passionate about.
right, yeah, the passion,
And
is
you're not
yeah,
showing it the care, Borderlands.
right.
Mhm.
In
that you
this
should be.
particular
Wes,
case,
what do you
yeah.
think?
Like, Wes, go pop
Yeah.
off.
So first and foremost, I'll have to say, God of War, beautiful like series. Like the games are amazing. But there's a couple things that they could do with this. Like, I think initially they probably were entering in with this God of War show doing just the Norse games, like the two, like telling that story, which I think that's fine. But I feel like this new director or this new showrunner coming through, I think he's got a different idea of maybe we start with the Greek, saga games and then, build up to the point of the Norse saga.
What was the first one? What was the first game? Because that's the
It was
only one
just
I've played.
God of War. So there's God of War back in 2005, I think it was.
Right.
People will correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was
yeah,
so the
it was a bit
original
ago,
God of
though.
War. And then we had a reboot, which was in 2018, which that's of course as Christopher Judge. The voice actor in the original was T.C. Carson. So I think they really have to be careful here. Kratos is such a beloved character.
Yeah.
If they decide to do the Norse games, then I'm saying this right now. Like Christopher Judge, he's the voice actor, performance actor from the new saga. If they don't cast Chris Judge as the live action Kratos, I will be disappointed, like straight up. Unless they decide to do
I
the
don't
Greek
know what he
games.
looks like.
Oh, dude. So he was actually in Stargate SG-1. If you look up Christopher Judge, Stargate, look how he's bulky. He's like a big dude. He's got the voice as well. Like, hear me out, man. I think I think Ronald D. Moore knows that people want a faithful, telling of God of War. So if they decide to do, something with a different actor, like there's been thoughts of like Dave Bautista, but I don't know if he would work nowadays ever since like, he's kind of slimmed down a bit, but yeah,
He
dude.
Slimmed down a bit. He slimmed down a bunch.
He slimmed down a bunch. Yeah.
If they don't cast the right Kratos, it fails. That is the most
It can
important.
work.
That's a really important casting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
I'm excited.
I've been wondering about some casting decisions lately, so who knows?
I think
But I am excited.
I think if they knock that one out of the park, that's the beginning of a whole just
A
really
big,
cool
could
deal.
be huge.
I almost want him to start with the Greek games, dude. Like start with, Greek that's like really visceral and just crazy. And then just like build up to the point where like, he gets the ash on his face because of his wife's ashes, from those games. And then you see like him transition into the dad, like that'd be so sick.
If you guys wonder what I'm doing looking down so much, I am ordering my two sons McDonald's on DoorDash because it's my responsibility tonight. So
Heck yeah. Well, that's why I'm trying to carry you.
just putting it out there. Hey, all transparency here. All transparency. All right.
I like McDonald's too.
You want me to
Chicken,
order some?
the chicken Big Mac.
I haven't had it yet.
My time to shine. Hello, resident leaker. We always say when we talk about leakers, kind of their track record. Really came out of the gates blazing. Been a hit or miss on a lot lately, but still definitely has an inside track on stuff. My time to shine says Thanos returning sooner than you think. We all know Thanos is going to return for Secret Wars. So what's your best guess to what sooner means?
I think Doom
Doomsday?
has, and specifically in Doomsday, I think Doom has a team. He has some, I don't want to say like people doing his bidding, but pretty much. So in the comics, Doom has the Black Swans. He takes on the title of Rabam Alal, or the alias of Rabam Alal, and he Molecule Men because he's trying to save the multiverse. He realizes he can't do it all himself, starts recruiting. He gets his team, the Black Swans. I think there's gonna be something pretty similar in this, but I think, and this would actually be really cool, I think his team is going to consist of maybe some other bad guys who almost view things the same way he views them. Like if Doom is destroying universes to save, you destroy a few universes or, thousands of them to save, a good majority of them as well. That's kind of what Thanos did, right? Like let's kill half the universe to save the rest of it, you know? Like, so you could see how Thanos would get behind Doom's cause if that's the story they're going to go down. Doom is actually trying to save the universe, or the multiverse, but the way he's going about it is really shady, you know? It's like everybody, just like Thanos was like, it's kind of shady that you want to kill half the people to save the other half, but you could see how the two of them could align. And, you know, I'm wondering, we still don't know, like, does Doom have all of his sorcery and all this stuff like that? It's like, you know, in theory, Doom could be stronger than Thanos, because I'm assuming Thanos doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet. So I see
that makes sense with the theory out there that Thanos is the power level martyr for Doom. So the biggest running thing is Thanos comes to Secret Wars or whenever, and Doom does what he does in the comics and basically turns him into bones, like picks him up when he's Emperor God Doom.
Yeah.
So that would work. That would work with Thanos showing up earlier, kind of being on his side, even them being equal, or even Thanos being stronger. And then it would really show the power level of where Doom gets to by Secret Wars if he turns around, he's like, well, yeah, you're not my buddy anymore, and just eviscerates him.
I get that. That would be,
I mean,
actually probably really good, I think.
You have to have those power level markers for Doom as we go. Like you had with Thanos.
You do. You have to establish.
When he fought Hulk.
I mean, exactly. Like yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe. And you have to imagine, I'm actually thinking now that this is probably right, what we're talking about, because you have to imagine they're not probably going to keep him around for too long, because you want the focus to be Doom, not, oh my gosh, like Thanos is here, what's Thanos going to do? You get your, oh my gosh, Thanos is back moment, but then you get your, oh my gosh, Doom just wiped the floor with Thanos, who beat all the Avengers and 1v1 the Hulk, right? So it's like, yeah, that would be
the initial theory.
Plus you get it, you get that exact frame from the comics, right? If he rips out a skeleton, which would be dope.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for Thanos whenever, personally. I'm a huge fan of Thanos. All right, 2 end credits with Venom: The Last Dance. I have not, I haven't seen it. I haven't looked at anything. I'm kind of trying not to spoil it. I'm sure you know. There's not really much we can talk about here because we definitely don't want to
blink twice as Tom Holland, isn't it? Lily, look at his eyes for the next 10 minutes. Oh, he did it.
I mean, I'm not even going to say that, but it's an obvious answer.
Just message me in DMs.
Put it this way. If anything huge happened like that, like it would leak. I've been to movie premieres, right? Jimmy has, you know, we've been to the red carpet premieres. I've been to a bunch.
We went to Venom. We went to
the last Venom. Yeah, we did together. And, you know, like I've never personally leaked anything. Just, you know,
I've never personally leaked anything in the Marvel world. I can't say that in the Call of Duty
world. Oh my gosh, Warzone leak,
Clip it, I got it.
Jimmy leaked Warzone.
It's all been just a long ruse to try to get you.
I think I may directly be responsible for the biggest Call of Duty leak of all time.
Mm-hmm. He leaked Warzone.
Have I ever told that story? I'm not going to tell it today, but if
you guys want the story, let us know.
Are you going to incriminate yourself though?
No.
You
had a bunch of calls from lawyers.
Oh no, I had. Should I tell it real quick?
Yeah, real quick. It's like 2 minutes story.
Okay, Warzone Battle Royale is going to come out, right? Huge Call of Duty Battle Royale. Like, I mean, it was the biggest build up for anything.
Warzone,
I got to go play early, got to capture it. I put my gameplay up, and what did I do, Wes? I had it was linked to it was private, but it was in a playlist. So somebody found it. And then when somebody found it, like an hour later, it had 500,000 views. And this was like 10 or 11 at night.
On a private video.
I remember seeing it on Twitter. I was like, oh my God, Jimmy, I got to get in contact with him.
So I go to bed. I wake up the next morning to, no joke, every Call of Duty contact I have, the PR, like the head of PR, my Twitter inbox is full, my phone is full, I have voicemails everywhere. And I looked over and I figured out what had happened. And I looked at Ashley and I was like, do I need to like call a lawyer first? I was scared. I didn't know. I mean, it was an accident, obviously.
Right.
And then I started talking to my guy at Activision, and he's like, I'm handling it. We're going to handle it. You get to lay low. And it was was a big deal, dude.
Crawl in a hole, bro.
And then, but then me being me, we get through like the morning, right? And I'm looking and I'm seeing the hype from my video. And I messaged it back and I was like, wait a second.
This is a good thing.
This made this absolutely massive. And
he was like, cut.
He was like,
yeah,
right? You're right.
I need royalties.
We still have to not poke the bear.
The legal department, though, is a whole different thing. I've gotten a call from Marvel Security before.
No, that would be terrifying too.
Yeah,
not the mouse, bro.
Yeah, that's a call, and like head of Marvel PR calls you as well, and that's a call. And then the double whammy, Marvel head of PR calls you and says, "Just talk to Marvel Security." It's so funny. It's like not even something that I leaked myself. Just talking about stuff that's already been out there.
Yeah, hey, I mean, people leak stuff every single day on purpose. I didn't even do it
exactly.
on purpose. And it wasn't supposed to be able to happen because the video was privated, which
it was an honest mistake.
In my assumption meant that nobody can see it, even if it's put in a playlist, it's not active, right?
Yeah,
that wasn't the case.
No, I get that. See, I leak stuff now that other people leak first. Or I should say I talk about stuff.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, not this guy. He's a trendsetter. All right. John
no,
Wick,
he does the original leaking himself.
John Wick prequel, a prequel film. Does that say animated?
Anime film. I put
Why?
Dude,
why
have you seen...
I think it's got the potential to do some really
Jimmy
cool
doesn't
stuff.
Appreciate anime, dude.
No, I'm just
Look at him. He hates it.
No, I don't
need to
hate
watch
it.
Cyberpunk anime, Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Do not
to respect.
don't project
think about
to people watching this that I hate it.
Into the Spider-Verse.
I'm just not. Yeah, there's the exceptions. I'm just not passionate about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say that too.
You can do all kinds of stuff. You can literally. There's no limits to what you can do. But part of the reason that I love John Wick is the visceral realness of it. It's the fact that John Wick, Keanu Reeves does all of his own gun work, like literally trained at ranges to do it.
Yeah.
It's the fact that when he fights, it's real fights, as in they make sure to show him getting tired or getting hit or getting beat up. I mean, it's like, that's what I like about it.
No, I get that.
I mean, whatever.
There is a trend with studios right now where they just milk all the crap that they have. Lord of the Rings, right? I mean, another Harry Potter, right? I mean, it's just like, and it's like some of it's really great, but
John Wick's a milker. I mean,
but they've had they're doing spinoffs of it already, but it's kind of like, oh man, like sometimes it's like the Lord of the Rings. I'm just like, you know what? You should have just left it. Like, it's so perfect. Don't ever redo it. Don't ever.
I know we say it once an episode.
I know, but I'm saying don't.
All three of us are terrified about the HBO Harry Potter.
I'm
and I am
hell.
because that's one of the things you talked about.
I'm confident,
Jimmy.
Yeah. I think, dude, listen, if they expand on the books, like from what the books if they expand on it, it's gonna.
Why
be good.
would you think that that's what they're gonna do? That's
the only thing that they can do.
Oh no, they could just.
That's their only option.
Have you seen the CGI? Did you see the Snow White?
Did you see the Lara Croft anime?
Yeah, I did,
on Netflix. It is nothing like the original source material.
All right,
that's true, man.
They've changed a lot.
I'm confident,
just because they felt like it.
I hope for your sake, as a super fan of that franchise, that it's amazing and it opens doors for. Because at the end of the day, and I've said it, you've said it, we've all said it. We're gonna digest it. And if the content stops, then what are we talking about?
I know. I just wish we were always talking about good content.
I get you.
Well, but it goes back. Well, hold on. It goes back to what you said about passionate and source material, right? Yeah. That's what bugs me. But it's always going to bug me. So let's just move on.
Let's talk about something we all project to be really, really good. Daredevil again, releasing March 4th on Disney. Going to be harder hitting than the Netflix series.
W.
Woo! And
TV mature, baby.
Didn't we say it? Or somebody said it last episode. Now that they saw the Deadpool effect, they're like, Oh yeah.
Totally.
Lean in on it. And
Yeah,
I mean, hey, they indefinitely delayed Blade as well, so like that's gonna be crazy as well if
True.
they bring it back, you know.
Before
Matt
you
Murdock
dig in,
is gonna
snap
say
a
the
photo
F
of your
word.
food to help others. Just want you guys to know that.
Heck
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys know when it's delivered too. I'm hit. So here. Actually, let's be interactive here. I've got 2 orders going. I've got one for Ashley and I've got one for the kids. Can you guys guess what Ashley's order is, really quick?
Yeah.
Try to guess. Both of you.
Chick-fil-A.
Wes, what's your guess?
Wait, is it at McDonald's?
No.
Oh, okay.
Ashley's isn't.
Chipotle.
No. AI Sushi and Grill. She got a Sweet Mama roll, ginger house salad, and the clear broth soup. I got a California roll and house salad and an Alabama roll. I don't remember what was on. It was like spicy tuna or something like that. Okay, guess the boys. Guess the
Alabama,
boys.
famous for sushi. Yes.
Dylan and Grady.
We already spoiled it. It's gonna be McDonald's.
It is McDonald's.
So it's probably like
the Big Mac chicken tender.
it'd be the
chicken nugget thing.
Chicken nuggets.
Dylan is doing a 2 cheeseburger meal large with a Sprite, and Grady is doing a deluxe crispy chicken sandwich medium with a sweet tea.
W.
Jimmy has such roots in McDonald's.
Speaking of sweet tea, Creature Commandos.
I do. Yeah, speaking of sweet tea, Creature Commandos trailer. James Gunn hyped it up at New York Comic Con.
I am hyped.
This is another one of those where you talking about. You said like you're like, oh, anime. That's one where I'm like,
yep.
Okay, what's going on?
I don't get as hyped for you. I've already told
Neither
you
do
guys,
I know,
and I've admitted that I have a harder time with certain grounded IPs like Andor. I found it was boring. What was the one, Wes, you and me were talking about before the show? I know.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. I thought it was boring.
Again,
Wes,
I saw somebody
saw my
commented
take and
like,
got upset.
which Moon Knight did you watch?
That was my
And
buddy.
I didn't know if they were referring to Jimmy not liking it or me liking it.
So
no, Jimmy not liking it. Trev was so mad. That's his name. Yeah.
I gravitate towards the live action, more grandiose franchises. Huh? Moon Knight was not grandiose. Moon Knight was slow. Moon Knight was like a slow burn.
Psychological.
It was.
Thriller.
It was, and that's cool. Andor was that detective
noir
vibe, and I get it. That's great. It's just not my cup of tea.
Well, you can be wrong. It's all right. No.
I can be wrong.
Yeah, I'm excited.
For everyone can obviously have their own opinions, but
Supergirl, which I'm excited for.
The what?
Woman of Tomorrow.
Oh,
Supergirl?
that I'm super excited for.
I think it's gonna be sick.
Are you hyped?
I think it's gonna be
absolutely.
Good. Millie Alcock.
Yep.
I think she's great casting.
Amazing.
And Gunn behind it. I'm curious as to how Superman's gonna be because I feel like it'll follow like the same style and everything, right?
It should.
So the rumor is like, actually what James Gunn said is like stylistically, there's not going to be like a theme for each film. It's everything is going to be all its own entity. So like,
interesting.
It's going to be connected, but stylistically it'll be different.
That's not what we're saying though. It's still gotta be residing in the same universe.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
It's gotta
like the laws of flight have to be the same.
Or you can't go like super vibrant palette with Superman and then you go grayscale with Superman. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that. As long as it's not all just super dark. Like,
are we
Snyder,
gonna see her? Are we gonna see her in Superman at all?
Oh,
we should.
Actually, I don't know.
I can't remember what they said. I can't remember what
I don't think because it's an origin. Isn't Woman of Tomorrow an origin? Like I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be like her first on screen with Supergirl. I could be wrong. This could be misinformation. I don't know.
I'm excited about it. I know that.
Same.
Let us know if you guys are excited about it.
I'm super excited for it.
Before we jump into hit or miss, really quick, we're both caught up on Penguin. Wes, you caught up on Penguin?
Yep.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, really quick. We like to talk about this. I haven't obviously Agatha's tonight, right? Or was that last night?
Nope, tonight.
It's tonight. Okay, so we'll talk about that next week. Last week's Agatha episode, I feel like we record. Why do I feel like
we haven't talked about last week's? We record right before they happen.
Right before they happen, yeah.
Okay. It was good.
It was.
Yeah, it was good. And
this was
Tommy's out there. Are we gonna find Tommy
we get him
before
in
the end of
Vision Quest.
Agatha? You think Vision Quest?
No. I know how Agatha ends.
No, you suck. There's no reason to talk to you about it. All right, we'll talk about Penguin. You don't know.
Sorry,
how
I know
ends.
once. I don't know how it ends, like what exactly happens. I just know the outcome of it. I should say that.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's cruising. It's on cruise control.
I think it's been great.
Yeah, it hasn't let me down at all. I think it's doing really
this
good.
This was a good episode, but remember the discussion about the recap for the Penguin and how IGN had that terrible take?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It would have had a better chance of using that take with this episode of Agatha. Although it was crucial to the story, I would have had them cut the story down just a little bit more and had more of them back on the witch's road for that last episode. Still, I think it was great, but I think it could have what I just said.
Right. The Penguin.
Whew.
Oh my god!
I binged 3 episodes.
One episode. A certain party has the power. Next episode, a certain family has the power. Next episode, Oz has the power. Then the next episode, Oz is stripped of the power and all the families are dead. It is wild.
Insane.
Dude.
It's crazy.
I hate to say it, but I am completely Team Sophia.
Oh, dude, after she did that death pop, bro, with again the Johnny V, bro.
Oh yeah,
I was like, that's so rad. Yeah, she's like making him freeze
gosh.
down in the crypt, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna come help you. I wanted to help your mom." And I'm like, "All right." Warren said she's gonna make him her little henchman, and
he just ran
at the
his
table.
mouth. He ran his mouth.
And she doesn't stop there. She dumps all the money in his blood.
In his blood. Dude.
And I'm like, no, you're gonna bloody. Dude, so
Yeah.
to me, I'm just, dude, I knew it. Right, I said it last week. I'm like, he's gonna be the number one. But as he starts talking, I'm like, dude, shut up. And then I knew it. I was just like, because she's already proved. Remember, like in the second episode, where she had one of the guys who was trying to steal his tires. She just shot him.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, she will just kill people, right? Like she didn't kill all the people that gave her the title Hangman, right? But she kills people. I mean, and obviously now
she's starting to get Joker status vibes, man.
So I saw some theory that was like they're gonna fuse her character and make her Harley Quinn. I was like, absolutely no way. They're not
she's
gonna
Sophia.
do that.
She doesn't need to be Harley Quinn.
Right, exactly. Like she is her own character. But I saw a theory that was like, oh, she ends up in Arkham after, and she changes and like a dual personality type of thing. The other person inside of her that goes crazy is Harley Quinn. I was like,
That's
no
stupid.
way.
I hope she makes it. I'm just hoping she makes it out of this and we see her in the next Batman movie.
I think she ends up in Arkham by the end. I think she ends up in Batman, but I think she ends up in Arkham, back in the insane asylum. Yeah.
Killing it.
Yeah. That
fantastic show.
New family as well, like the Gigantes, like
the Gigantes now. Yeah.
It's
super
crazy,
dope, super
dude.
dope.
And now Oz goes from the top to the bottom. Now her and the Maronis are about
literally
to
the
get together.
Bottom, like underground.
And his mom's
but
like,
that was cool.
We made it. And then at the end, she's like, you can't even get electricity for
what
your
kind
mother.
of son can't take care
of me?
Mom.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
I think we're going to see something big happen with Vic soon. I really do.
I think his mom died. I think by the end of the show, I think his mom dies, and then I think Vic might die too by the end of the show.
I think so
not
too.
if he's Wes's theory of being Victor Freeze.
I mean, after that like backstory thing, like that backstory episode,
no. I don't think he's going to die. I don't.
What if he kills Oz?
That's going to happen.
That would be
Dude, that'd be crazy.
No, it would be.
And then he does become Victor Freeze. I mean,
but we already know he's going to be in Batman too.
The best shows, nobody is off limits. The best shows, nobody is off limits.
I mean, since
Game of Thrones, Red Wedding,
Batman
I'll say it over and over and over. End of Game of Thrones season 1. Nobody in their right mind thought Ned was going to lose his head.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
I was visually upset. Like I was mad. Like my gut hurt when that happened. It really did.
Dude,
Same with The Walking Dead and
it's like you hate most moments of that show, at least for me. And then there are the satisfying moments like when Joffrey gets poisoned, right?
That's the best storytelling though.
I kind of hate it though.
Yeah.
Because they're actively hating people, which it's doing its job, right?
It's not real. You're not
get it, but
you're
it's
hating
still
a character.
Yeah, but I like immerse myself in it. right? Like if I were in that world.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, it's hit or miss time.
Let's get it. Hit or miss time, everybody. Got a fun little list. There's a couple ones that I think are going to be pretty interesting.
As always, I never
Here
look.
we go.
Wait,
Hit or miss. I guess I never
Need a
miss.
drink.
Get yourself a little sippy of your giant jug.
I was gonna say Jimmy comments on it.
Yeah. Okay,
Gotta
guys.
get
Hit or
your
miss
pound of
time.
water in a day, bro.
Let's go ahead and start
All right.
off with hit or miss Arrowverse.
Oh, that's easy. I think it's it.
Come on, Jimmy. Come on,
It's,
say.
it's all right.
With your dark green. Now, what do you like better, the Flash or Arrow?
Flash.
Arrow for me.
I feel like Arrow was too long. I feel
Should
like
have ended after like 4 seasons.
Yeah, they drug it out way too long.
Yep, big time. Agreed. Once he was like on his mayor arc, I was like, I don't really care about any of this. Next up, hit or miss NCIS.
I don't watch it, so I don't really have an opinion.
I mean, it's
Dang.
successful because it's been around forever.
Isn't it the same vein as Law and Order?
I mean, I don't watch it.
But like they
I don't care about those type of shows, but
they did a new NCIS
but it
Origins.
is successful.
My grandma's loving it. Like she's all about that.
Are we?
stuff.
Well, this is my question. Are we answering this for us personally or for like the
Both.
zeitgeist?
Both.
Like,
Both?
Both.
oh, so overall, yeah, you could probably peak. Like, I'll be in the gym on the treadmill, and the TV's always hanging. I'm listening to music, but I'll like be watching them and be like, this is kind of interesting story. And it's been around forever. It survived the test of time. I'm gonna say it's it.
Okay.
Andrea is approaching with your order. Just letting you guys know.
Let's go. Thank you, Andrea. Okay, next up, guys. Hit or miss Jurassic World movies. I'm still mad.
We don't need to say even more. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have to talk. Besides that, I'm still mad. That's all you gotta say.
Jurassic World Dominion over. Oh my god, I can't.
The first Jurassic World one in setting up. I mean, I felt like they got the right guy. I felt like Chris Pratt was the right guy, and then it just went downhill.
Yeah, agreed.
Speaking
of the right guy,
yeah,
hit or miss Tom Cruise.
Freaking.
W.
Now
He's crazy, but
yeah, I don't get into any of the Scientology stuff. When you're talking, as a movie actor in big screen, he's it.
Yeah.
Someone said he's the final movie actor.
He is the final like OG action movie.
Yeah, action movie star. Yeah.
I mean, Keanu Reeves is still here, but not like the huge stunts, like jumping out of planes himself and stuff like that. I mean, did you guys see the Olympic ceremony thing where he jumped out?
That was pretty sick. Yeah.
I love Keanu Reeves, and I think he is a close second, but I still put Tom Cruise above him as the just unprecedented. He's the action figure star. He is, and it's spanned what? 3 or 4
and he's
decades?
done. Right, yeah, and he's done grander stunts, like grander real stunts, like again, like jumping out, like the motorcycle thing, right?
Yeah, Keanu does a different type of action.
Exactly, it's different, but yeah, no, he is, when it comes to like being super grand with
Tom
stunts,
Cruise.
like he's the guy. Yeah,
and he does every one of his own stunts too, doesn't he? Or if they allow him.
Well,
did you watch that clip he did on the Mission Impossible where he jumped the buildings and he snapped his ankle and he kept going through the scene? Did you see that?
No, but I want to see it.
So he's jumping from building to building, and he hits the side of the wall and he hits his foot and he snaps his ankle, breaks it. And then he's pulling himself up and he literally stays in character and finishes the scene. Go Google it. It's everywhere. You'll see.
That's crazy. Yeah,
he's awesome. He's awesome.
Okay, next up, hit or miss Black Ops 6.
I am on the train. It is going. Look,
tomorrow.
Look, I know the meme is this is going to be the best Call of Duty ever. Everybody says it every year, especially COD Chills. But Treyarch is arguably the best at what they do when they have the right amount of time, and they have had close to 4 years.
And they got that money too, Microsoft money.
I personally have talked with them. I've been out there. I've got to sit down with them early access. They hit so many boxes on what the community has been asking for. I bet they hit more boxes themselves this time than the last 3 games of community-driven things they want. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, I played the beta, and I've me and my brother are probably going to spend this whole weekend playing zombies.
Are you going to New Zealand in the morning and get on early?
I'm already in New Zealand.
No.
T-minus 12 hours.
No. I will. I'll probably jump on tomorrow just to play. Like maybe some campaign, maybe some multiplayer, but Friday night, me and a handful of friends are gonna play zombies.
There you go.
Excited about it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, next up, guys. Hit or miss. Hamburger Helper.
As a kid, it was a huge hit, but
Oh,
I
dude.
haven't had it in a long, long time.
I don't know. I think it's a hit. I loved
mean,
it as a
it was a
kid.
staple when I was a kid.
We still
No,
eat it here.
it's
My brother
hamburger
loves it.
helper, not a steak.
Like real authentic hamburger
Yeah,
helper.
my
like,
brother still like, bro. He like that. If he could cook that every day
what
of the
is
week,
it?
he
It's
would.
macaroni
It tastes
noodles, and then
good,
you throw
man.
some beef in, right?
Beef, yeah. But he like
It's
like even the,
awesome
the,
to
the
me.
taco ones as well. Like he goes above and beyond.
Does he juice them up? Because Ashley juices everything. So if she makes ramen, she adds like broth to it and all kinds of stuff to make it better. If she makes macaroni and cheese, she adds extra cheese. She like amplifies everything she cooks. Does he do that, or does he just go straight?
Not really. He just kind of just does it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think it's good on its own. Hit.
Heck yeah. Agreed. Okay, next up, guys. Hit or miss. Transformers 1. Animated.
It's a hit, but it did not hit the mark that I thought it was going to hit for me.
It's a hit, but I don't like that style.
I thought it
that
was going to
they
be.
chose.
I thought it was going to be way funnier. There was funny parts where he says, "What was it? I'm, what something Acetron." Where Bumblebee says he's big something a Tron or whatever over and over. There was funny parts, but the lead up to it and the early screenings and people and the trailers, I really thought it was going to be more funny, which is what I was.
It was very hyped up in the funny department, but yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I didn't find it like super hilarious, and it was good, but I don't like the particular animation choice they chose to go with.
They went with OG. They went with OG. Looking transform. I did like watching Megatron like sink into darkness. I thought they did that pretty well.
The story was cool. The story was great.
Yeah. What do you think, Wes?
There's like yeah, it's solid. I thought like one thing that I do miss is like I want like the original, like I guess voice actors. There's something about those guys that, you know, like the Transformer one. Yeah, there's just something about that. But
I didn't think Hemsworth did bad.
I thought he did
I didn't
okay,
think
but
Scarlet
like
did bad.
That's fair. But there's just something about like hearing Optimus, like, you know, Autobots roll out. Like, dude, there's just something about that. Yeah. Like, yeah.
There is.
It was good, but it wasn't as good as I thought it'd be.
Yeah, there's like a whole campaign of like people just shilling for Transformers 1. They're just like, well, we got to make sure that this movie's like the best selling thing ever so that they can get another one. It's funny. Okay, next up, guys.
Gonna get another one, but yeah.
It's going to be Transformers 2 next. All right, next up, guys. Hit or miss. HOAs. Are you guys in an HOA?
Yes, we're both saying yes. Yeah.
You guys are. Wait, are you both in HOAs?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it the worst?
It's the worst. Look,
it sucks so hard.
This is. I hope people don't watch this. This is my house.
That live in your neighborhood.
This is my yard.
Exactly.
My trash cans.
So
my grass,
trash cans. Stupid.
My sidewalk. My driveway.
Stupid.
My basketball goal. It's all mine. They don't own it at all. I do not. And I don't have a problem with authority. But when somebody is deemed authoritative over my property, and it's usually somebody I don't even know, or I have a problem taking it serious. I'll tell you a quick story. We moved into this neighborhood 8-9 years ago. And we put our trash cans out each week for trash. We put them out at the end of the driveway. I forgot to bring it back in, and this was right when we moved in. So I didn't pull them back off the thing until the next day. I had a letter in my mailbox from I think it was labeled from a friendly concerned neighbor. Could you please move your trash can? Blah, blah, blah. Me and Ashley lost our crap. First of all, you don't have the balls to say who you are. Just come to the door and say, hey, this is how we want to do it, and then go from there. I don't like them at all.
If you come to my door saying that, you're going to have a problem real fast. Because I'm the type of guy that like, I'm so nice until you get in my face. Yeah. And then I'm like, my friends like to say I black out. I don't. I'm conscious of everything I do. But they're like, dude, Warren like blacks out when he fights and stuff like that. Like he just gets in a zone. I don't. But like, there's this one time, like these stupid dogs in my neighborhood. First of all, the HOA complains about everything. Like the trash can thing, I put them outside my garage door. I left them out one time because I just wanted to keep them there. On the side of my house, they're like, you can't keep your trash cans there because we can see them. I'm like, it's literally on my property. I can do
Doesn't it
whatever
make
the
your
hell I want.
blood boil,
Right.
man?
I'm like, I could do whatever the hell I want because they are literally on my property. Maybe
Mhm.
close your eyes when you go by my house. I literally say these things because I'm like, I don't care. Right. This is my property. It's like you said, it's like, I own this house. I own this property. Like, this is mine. I'm going to do what I want. But I complained one time because not only are there a bunch of kids running around, which is fine. I get it. I'm in a family neighborhood. But these parents don't keep their dogs on leashes. And there's
That
like
can be-
4 dogs that run around all the time.
That can be
All the
dangerous
time.
too.
And yeah, and one time I had like a trailer because I was like helping someone move, or like my brother moved in with me at one point. And like one time I just came out and my neighbor across the street in a house over has her 2 kids playing in this trailer, this U-Haul, and her dogs are in it. I'm like, hey, what's going on here? And she's like, oh, nothing. We're just playing in the trailer. I'm like, if your kids get hurt, that's on you. And I was like,
That's not their property.
Right, exactly. And I'm just kind of like, but I'm taking it back. So I need to, but I just want to establish because it's always like, oh, your kids get hurt. Oh, they were playing on your thing. It's like, you put them in there.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, if your kids get hurt, like that's on you. I was like, but I'm leaving. But so there's these dogs that run around. And like this one time I was driving and I almost hit one of them. And there's one time like they were in my garage. So I finally wrote a letter. I'm like, people need to keep their dang dogs on leashes. And keep in mind, you probably know if you've been following every episode, I don't like dogs. I love all animals, so I love dogs, but I don't like them. I don't like to be around them or have them. So I'm like, people need to keep your dang dogs on leashes. And everyone's like, oh, they're just dogs. I'm like, you're not going to yell at me about my freaking trash cans on the side of my house, and I don't get to yell about these dogs, right? So one time, like, I legit almost hit this dog, and the owner comes out and starts yelling at me, and I get out of my truck, and I'm just like, it's kind of like the memes where they're like, every time Draco's about to say Potter's like, that was me. I'm like, I just like go off. I just go off and I say, if I hit your damn dog, it's on you. Keep him on a leash. And that was the end of the conversation. So they don't like me, but it's okay.
We're going to see how much this podcast goes out because the dog thing. There was a lady in our neighborhood that would walk her dog every morning. And she would stop in our yard and let her dog take a crap.
Oh my, yeah.
Ashley got to the point where Ashley would see her coming and Ashley would go stand on the porch and stare at her. So she wouldn't stop and just walk by. And I was like, oh my gosh. But it's the same thing. She would stop at our yard to let her dog take a duke on our yard.
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot, Wes.
Really passionate topic about HOAs. Well, we're not.
I can tell you other stories, but I can't because it'll cause stuff.
They're going to be in your walls, bro. Are they in the room right now?
No, but let's go. Move on.
Okay, next up, guys. Hit or miss fall season.
It's a hit. I said it last episode. I feel like I have a burst of energy when I walk out and it's a crisp 65.
Got that hoodie weather.
Got the hoodie weather and the breeze and the trees. I like it.
Yeah, it's great.
I like it.
New Call of Duty. Yeah. Like, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next up, guys. Hit or miss, the original Suicide Squad movie.
Miss.
That
was so quick.
It wasn't
I've watched it several times. It
wasn't a horrible watch. It wasn't the best movie. It was mid. Right?
For what it could have been, for what the other one was, it's a miss.
All right, I'll go with you. Miss.
Wait, are you not wanting the David Ayer cut?
What's her?
We're not doing cuts anymore. We already talked about this.
Cara Delevingne, whatever her name is.
No more director
hip
cuts.
movements and like the way which was probably direction, but all just bad.
Yeah. The only good thing about that was Harley Quinn and the song that was like that big like build up song.
The action sequence.
No, there was like an actual song from like Imagine Dragons. I think there was like other like Logic was on the song
or whatever.
Yeah, it was like 21 Pilots and a bunch of other people.
All my friends are
No, there's another one. It's with Imagine Dragons with I can't remember the song name, but it's really good. Okay, that's all for hit or miss, guys.
All right, we got 2 theories.
These are good ones.
Let's get them.
First one is Dumbledore was able to use his chocolate frog cards. Don't know what the hell that is.
You know, the chocolate frogs from the train.
You don't know what those are?
As a huge web of informants that could relay him information like how portraits travel from one portrait of themselves to another. That was how he knew everything that was happening all the time.
I mean,
Bro doesn't know the chocolate frogs?
Bro, okay, so in the movie, Harry gets Dumbledore. He's in there. What are you missing? What are you saying miss on? Or you're just covering your face?
Oh, he's covering his face.
This is
Okay.
boring. This
You're boring.
He's like, well, oh, you got Dumbledore.
No,
I
it's
got about
not
12 of
because you
those.
don't even know what they are. How can you say it's
That's
boring?
why it's boring, Warren.
It's not our fault you don't pay attention to the movie.
He's a
It's
generational
very
Harry Potter
blatantly
hater.
put. He gets a card. It has Dumbledore in it. He goes to talk to Ron. He looks back at the card. It's gone. And
Ron's like,
he's
got
"Where'd
about
it go?"
12 of
Ron's
those.
like, yeah, and Ron's like, well, you can't expect him to stay there forever or whatever, right?
So
it's
what
like
if
that
somebody
was
just-
literally him?
What if somebody eats the chocolate frog cards?
Well, it's the chocolate
Like,
frog, but then there's a card. You
chocolate
eat the chocolate frog, which is like an animated frog. It's
not the
chocolate.
card. It's like you buy a piece of candy and it comes with a playing card or something like that.
Okay.
But so the idea behind it is that you get a Dumbledore card and you see his face, right? So Harry's like, oh, I got Dumbledore, stops, talks to Ron, looks back, Dumbledore's not there anymore. And Ron's like, well, you can't expect him to stay there forever. So it's implied that that was actually Dumbledore in the card for a split second. So this person is saying Dumbledore used all of that as a way to gather information.
So Dumbledore was a chocolate frog.
No,
Okay, we're going to the
ignore
next
the
topic.
frog.
Next theory.
God.
Next theory. Next theory, Jimmy. I hate you.
No wonder he doesn't care about the new Harry Potter series coming in.
He's a generational hater.
Gosh.
Oh, love
This
it.
next one is good though. You'll like it.
Warren, you read it. Because you love Lord of the Rings.
Oh, theory. So does Wes and Harry Potter, by the way. Some theorize that the realm of the Seven Kingdoms is actually Middle Earth in the future. Okay.
So Game of Thrones. Like the Seven Kingdoms in Game of Thrones is Middle Earth in the future.
According to a Reddit post by Pat McDonut, regions such as Mordor and Gondor became Valyria and Dorne, respectively. While all the other races were driven out, the hobbits remained and became the children of the forest.
So we posted our Walking Dead Breaking Bad theory, which is about as
Kinda popped
outrageous
off.
as this. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because people aren't happy about it.
I didn't say it popped off for good reasons.
Yeah, these two theories. The first one obviously is what it is. This
It's
one,
an interesting thought.
you can connect
It's
any
real,
two,
no.
You can connect any two things if you want to spew a bunch of BS out. I mean, let's be real. Gondor, Mordor became Valyria and Dorne. Okay, while all the other races were driven out, the hobbits remained and became the children of the forest.
Keep in mind, I haven't watched the finale, the last two seasons of Game of Thrones.
Children of the Forest was
Well,
way
yeah, that was
before the
early.
finale,
Yeah.
and they didn't have hobbit feet for sure. Yeah. Okay. All right.
He just doesn't want it to happen. It's real.
It's canon. No, I mean, I do think it's an interesting connection to make. And wait, no.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, it's not HBO. It's not HBO. Okay.
I don't
I mean,
like
it's still interesting to think about, right? To
Yeah.
try and connect it all. I don't think so, but good thought.
If you're watching the podcast, give us some good theories in the comments that we can talk about.
There you go. So I don't have to go looking for them.
All right. GTA
that
6
we can
trailer.
get blown up for on
Yeah.
on lines. People could tear us apart about other people's theory.
GTA 6 trailer 2 prediction. Do we see a trailer this year? I think we do. How many views do you think it'll get? 200 million. I mean,
all the views.
how many
Whatever all
views
the
does
are,
how
all
many
the
views does trailer 1 have, Wes?
I think it's like 211, 220. Let me see.
220 million.
Yeah.
The second one will get more.
215 million. You think it'll get more? The
Yeah.
second one?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Do we think this year's the date?
No, yeah, I think we'll get a trailer this year.
Okay. When
When is the actual game coming out?
Next year.
allegedly next year, but let's be honest, it's going to be a year delay. Pretty
It's
soon.
gonna be Blade. Jimmy's like, it might be Blade.
No, we need
Listening, he made a face that
GTA
said
6.
it might be Blade.
We need GTA 6. All right, Warren, put this one on here. I guess it's just a one-offer. What's your favorite horror game, Warren, that you've never played?
I hate you all.
What's your favorite horror game?
None. I don't have a favorite horror game.
Have you ever played a horror game?
Yes.
Okay. What's your favorite out of the ones you've played?
None. You're asking which one did I dislike the least? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, you can spin it however you want.
I don't know. Maybe Phasmophobia. because I
Phasmophobia.
played it
Yeah.
with friends. And
I
it
would
was,
go. I would go OG Resident Evil. It's not the best horror game, but when it came out, it was like groundbreaking, and it really set the tone. I remember playing it with some buds, and it was like late at night and dark, and it was pretty trippy.
There
Fear
you go.
2.
Which one?
Fear 2.
No
Oh,
idea.
Fear, the AI in Fear.
No idea.
Pretty good.
The AI was really good in Fear, and the little ghost girl kept like
Mhm.
showing up. I
Yeah,
remember that.
the
That's
Fear
a good
games were
one.
so good. I want them to come back.
That's a good one.
It's ones where
All
you can
right.
actually shoot the bad guys, not like, run away from them.
Your last vacation ever, where are you going?
Hmm.
I'm going to Mars.
What?
I'm going to Mars.
I mean,
My last one ever.
okay, then I'm going to Middle Earth. Like, what are we we talking in the realm of
True.
reality?
Mars is real.
here?
Mars is real. Middle Earth isn't.
I
I'm going to
get that,
Hogwarts then.
But right now, if it was like, okay, today, Jimmy, you're, where are you
Well-
going? You can't go to Mars.
Probably Greece, because I've been there and it was amazing. I wouldn't want to take a risk on something new, and then it suck.
Greece is a good one. I'm thinking in my mind right away, like a snowy mountain with like a spring, like
So
with a
somewhere in
really
Japan?
good, really,
Okay.
yeah, like Mount Fuji, like with a really breathtaking view of
Serenity and
Earth.
tranquility.
Right, exactly, of Earth, not like of man-made things, but like
Now,
that,
it
like,
didn't
I
say
love
it was
Earth.
your last moments on Earth. It just said it was your last vacation. It didn't
I'm
say
alright
you
with
were
that still,
dying.
though. Well, I'm still all right
That's
with
a
that.
good like last vacation though. Like,
It is a good
that's
one.
solid.
Yeah, like on top of a mountain with it snowing in a spring, looking at like beautiful nature and mountains and stuff. That's
No,
great.
no, 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 no. All right. I like it.
I don't know what that means. What is that?
I'm just singing to you.
Okay. Setting the mood.
It's top 5 time, and I got to pull up my top 5s. Do you have your top 5s?
Yes. I don't remember what they were.
Top
Okay.
5s.
Gotcha. Is Transformers 1 on one of your top 5?
No. I said I didn't like it. I did not like it. It didn't live up to my expectation. All right, I don't have the thing up again. Which one's the first one?
Lightsaber duels in
lightsaber
Star
duels.
Wars.
This was not easy to do. All right, Warren, top 5 best lightsaber duels. You go first. Number 5.
I gotta go first. Wait. Let me. I meant to ask this before, but I didn't. I don't think it really matters. My list is what my list is. We're talking only live action or like Clone Wars, like anything.
Anything Star Wars universe.
So I'm gonna do a hyphen for my number
You're such a
5.
cheater. He cheats every time.
I'm gonna do Ahsoka versus Darth Vader in Rebels, and then I'm gonna do Anakin versus Ahsoka in the Ahsoka series. So kind of the same 2 different fights.
All
But
right.
that's my number 5. I'm hyphenating.
Number 5 for me is Sidious and Yoda in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
I mean, Yoda
Yeah,
popping off was huge for me.
Super huge. And that's what I'm going to go with for my number 4.
Okay. Number 4 for me is Obi and Vader and Kenobi. Maybe not the best lightsaber duel action-wise, but it was super emotional. Super
totally.
emotional for me.
Totally.
What does Vader say? Something like that he's dead and this is what's left, or I'm what's left, or when his face was cracked, or when
so
iconic.
I thought
Yeah.
when it would like just seeing inside, insane. I thought that was
I thought it was really
yeah,
good.
totally.
Best
number 4
part of the whole series, for sure.
Yeah, I
Easy.
loved it. Number 4 for me is Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like,
Okay.
I love that. I think it's really
Meditating with
cool.
those.
Some would say that's the
yeah.
best choreographed lightsaber battle we've ever gotten.
Yeah, and I was debating, like, do I put it at was that my number 4 or 3?
That's 4. That's 4.
No. It was 3.
Yeah, because he started first, I thought.
Oh, okay. Number 3. Okay.
Mine was Sidious and and Yoda for 4. So yeah. So that was 3 for me. But yeah, I love it.
Number 3 for me, maybe a little bit of a hot take. Rey and Kylo when they're fighting the Praetorian Guards. I thought that was really
Oh,
good.
that's actually really sick. I thought that was pretty sick. I don't know what the general fandom thinks of that. I thought it was sick.
I know they don't like the one when they're on top of the ship in the water, but I feel like the Praetorian Guards
They're
one was
slow.
pretty raw.
That one was pretty dope. And he like throws lightsaber, catches it, boom, right in the face. Like I thought it was pretty sick.
I thought that was really good. All right.
Yeah. So am I at number 2?
Yes.
So number 2 for me was the Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader in Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
I loved it. I loved it so much.
Super emotional. Number 2 for me is Anakin and Ahsoka's duel in Ahsoka. Just the whole flashbacks and going like live action Clone Wars flashbacks and everything. It was awesome.
That was part of my number 5.
I know that you cheated. I know.
It's the same 2 characters.
Nah, it doesn't. It's two separate battles.
All right. Well, my number 1, I think it might be your number 1, and might be a lot of people's number 1. Anakin versus Obi-Wan Kenobi, Star Wars Episode 3.
I debated on Obi, Vader, and Kenobi, and I debated on Anakin and Ahsoka, putting it above it. At the end of the day, I couldn't. Obi and Anakin, Revenge of the Sith.
It's so good, man.
It was.
You're my brother.
Yeah, it was. It still hits me. Honorable mentions for me.
Yeah.
Obi and Darth Vader, not because it was good, it was horrible. In New Hope, it was terrible, but it was iconic. It was the first lightsaber duel we've ever seen. That was the first one ever. Luke and Vader once again.
Luke and Vader Episode 5 for me is
iconic.
honorable mention for sure.
And then Darth Sidious, Maul, and Savage. Do you remember that one?
Yep. Maul, Savage, Press, and Sidious. Yeah, from Clone Wars. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So there we go.
There were some really good ones on Star Wars Vision that I was Visions that I was considering. Like there were some pretty good ones on there.
Probably some really good ones in Clone Wars too.
Oh yeah, Siege of Mandalore.
Oh, there are. No, I thought of
Ahsoka.
Yeah, I thought of everything. I mean, there's Dooku versus Anakin, right? And
I talked about that one. The Dooku Anakin, the live action one. There was parts of that were really silly. No, there were parts that were silly, where they're just close up face of each other. There was parts of the sequences that were good. There were other parts that were not very good.
It's true, but then you have like a Asajj Ventress, Anakin, Clone Wars.
I gravitate towards live action.
There's so many. So do I.
I think we did good. We'll see what the masses think.
You
the Grievous fights are
really new.
The Grievous fight was lackluster.
I mean, it was.
You're like, this dude's fixing to go in on Obi. He's got 6 lightsabers. And then all of a sudden he has 4, and then he has 2, and then he's dead.
I just like the character.
I was gonna say it's not. Yeah, it's the feel.
I wish you
would
would have put up a better fight. I wish you would have put up a better fight. Yeah. All right, next up is the top 5 Chris Hemsworth movies. I'll go first. I'm gonna pull a Warren. I really, and I know it's probably not like next level for a lot of people, but I really enjoyed the Extraction movies, especially 1. I liked it.
I know it's pulling a Warren in the sense of you're including a whole franchise as one.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, you just said I was cheating.
I know. That's why I said I'm including a Warren. And it's literally nothing that's never been done 1,000 times. I get it. I just like his take on being a badass in those. So.
Yeah. And, I think he does a really good job at playing those roles. Right, because it's kind of like
Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler plays those roles really well.
Dude,
he plays those, like White House Down and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yep. He was in Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah,
White House Down. The Olympus Has Fallen, isn't that like the second part to White House Down?
No, White House Down is a different movie.
No, Olympus. No. Olympus Has Fallen was Jamie Foxx and Gambit.
Yeah, Channing Tatum was one of them,
wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
That was White House Down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm mixing.
I know my Gerard Butler and Channing Tatum.
He was in Olympus Has Fallen. Then there was 2 more.
Yep, and then there's Paris Has Fallen, and then something else that was
came back and the president. Yeah,
it was good. Yeah, White House Down was also a good movie.
It was.
Good.
Yeah.
So this is like pretty hard for me because I instantly think Marvel. And there's so many Marvel movies that I want to like include on my list, but for the sake of giving some diversity to this list, I'm gonna start with this, and I don't even know if you really count this, but I thought the very brief moment he was in there, it was exceptional. Star Trek. He plays
I debated. He played
yeah,
Captain Kirk's dad.
Kirk's dad.
Oh
Yeah, in the
yeah,
beginning,
that was
He
like
did
solid.
really
those,
good. He did really
like
good.
it right. And then like it set up the line where I can't remember the exact line, but it's like your father was captain of the Enterprise for
He
like
was
12
actually in
minutes. He
Into the
saved
Darkness, too.
200 lives.
He was in the
was,
first
yeah.
one and he was in the second one. He played
He
that.
was,
played
yeah.
that character.
But that moment where he sacrifices himself and his wife's giving birth to Kirk, and he's like trying to defend everybody and knowing he's gonna die, but also still talking to his wife and naming him and everything. Like, it's a pretty crazy scene.
Well, that was part of canon, I'm pretty sure, for when I used to watch it back when I was a kid, and to actually get to see the story, like his dad sacrificing and see his dad on screen and stuff. I thought that was really cool. Cool payoff.
It was awesome scene, just in general. Yeah.
At number 4, dude, this guy has range. Furiosa.
Okay.
I mean, his bad guy is just out there. Like
He really does have a lot of different.
he
has range, like you said.
He had fun with that role. I really feel like he did.
I could tell that he had fun with that as well.
Yeah.
And although Furiosa isn't my type of movie normally, I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
And he was a big reason why I do love Anya Taylor-Joy as well too. So that really helped. That really helped. This was where I was really getting like, how much do I mix his non-Marvel movies with the regular ones? And I decided, just for a little variance, I'm probably going to get crap for this, but I actually enjoy these movies, the Huntsman ones, like Snow White and the Huntsman. I actually think he does a really good job. I don't like the girl in it, but I like those movies.
I debated on him. I didn't go with it, but I debated on it too. Number 3 for me is Rush. You ever watch Rush? Where he's the IndyCar racer?
Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no, trust me. Yeah, we had to go. I'm sure we went through. Over
Notice I haven't mentioned the Marvel movie yet.
Well, number 3 for me is Rush.
Okay. All right.
And I will say that ends my non-Marvel list.
Number 2 for me is his take on Red Dawn.
Yeah, see, that movie got a lot of hate, didn't it?
I didn't like that movie. Yeah,
I didn't mind it at all.
Like Josh
they hated
Peck
it
or whatever.
because the original one was really, really good.
Yeah,
but as soon as I saw
like
who his character was going to be in it, I was like, "Oh no, this isn't going to end good," and it didn't. He got shot.
I kind of liked it, honestly.
Spoiler alert.
In the head. I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I thought I thought he did good. All right, what's your number 1, Warren?
No, I'm at number 2. First of all.
Oh, number 2, yeah.
This was so hard, but I'm gonna say Infinity War.
Okay.
Hold on, wait.
You should have went for the head.
Sure. It switches with number 1 though. Yeah, just go. Yeah, I'll say.
It's so funny how you're struggling so hard. And
I'm struggling.
And I'm such a hypocrite for telling you you're a cheater. Number 1 for me is all his MCU outings. But
look at this guy. Look at this guy. I'm trying to give y'all variety.
But the best was Ragnarok for me.
The number 1 is Ragnarok, right?
Okay,
yeah. Like I could probably list most of his Marvel appearances over all the movies that I listed, but for the sake of doing more than just Marvel, yeah. But Infinity War, I mean, just his whole story when he teams up, with Rocket and Green, they're just talking about, like mother dead, father dead, new brother, pretty sure he's dead for real this time. Like that whole thing, that his whole story taking, the star on, forging Stormbreaker, and then that scene where he arrives in Wakanda, right? Just that Thor is freaking sweet.
Yeah, that was pretty peak Thor.
It's peak Thor, but Ragnarok is also peak Thor.
Yeah.
That's a really hard one for me to determine 1 or 2.
You should just put them all together. All right. The next one is top 5 funniest moments in MCU. Now, we go through these pretty quick because there's 1,000 more that we're not going to mention.
I can list.
We don't think about. Yeah.
Many.
I mean, we'll do them pretty quick.
Yeah.
Number 5 for me is the leg in Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket and the leg. He has to have the leg to get them to break out. You don't remember that?
Oh, he's like, I'll get that. No, that's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, it is, right?
Yeah, he said, I need this, and a leg. Or that guy's leg. Doesn't he?
Oh, and yeah.
And he's
No,
like,
I think
I'm going to get that
that
leg.
was his eye.
Where's the leg? He gets
You're talking
a leg.
about Bucky's arm?
No. Rocket Raccoon gets a
Maybe
leg.
I don't remember correctly. I don't even know. I don't know. I'll go ahead, and I have such a long list, so I don't like these. These are just ones I find funny. I can't even break them off into top 5. Like there's so many moments, but this one always resonates with me, and I don't know why I've always said this over time. But in the very first Thor movie, Thor walks into a pet shop and he's like, "I need a horse." I'm just like, it cracked me up each time. Same thing with him saying, "Another," and he throws his coffee on the ground. I don't know why. Thor really got me in the first movie. I liked it a lot.
Where am I? I can't.
You're gonna find a lot of Thor ones on my list.
What in the world? I need his prosthetic leg, right? I didn't make this up, did I?
Yeah, and it turned out to be a joke. You didn't actually need it.
I don't know. I remember it being funny. All right. Number 4. Infinity War, where they're on the ship and it's Drax, and he says the man's like a pirate, and then a pirate had a baby with an angel. Talking about Thor when he's when they find him scraped off the glass.
Yeah.
And then Gamora agrees with him, and then you've got Star-Lord over there. Okay.
Sorry, I just remembered it was Rocket made Peter get the prosthetic leg, but he was kidding at the end.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
but he did get it. I was like, I know, but there's something else with somebody's eye, I thought.
I thought maybe Groot had to go get an eye when he was a little baby.
Maybe something like that. I'm missing something. There's something, or like I'm putting something together that's not supposed to be together. Am I on number 4? Yeah, I don't know, whatever. I'll just go my next one. Get help.
Yep.
We're not doing Get Help.
We're not doing Get Help.
Yep. My brother is dying.
That was good. That was good. Number 3 for me is America's Ass.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's you can't go around with that.
Yeah.
Number whatever for me 3 is Piss Off Ghost. Combined with, oh my gosh, the hammer pulled you off. Korg. When Korg died, I just like, he's so funny to me. It just cracked me up. That was, I would say that was peak Korg as well.
Korg had a lot of good one-liners. Number 2 for me is Drax when he's invisible, his invisible skills, and he's like, I've been standing here for an hour.
That was
the corn nuts or whatever,
right? No, that almost made the top 5 for me, but instead for my number 2, I went with the one where the other Guardians 2 scene where Mantis is like telling everybody how he feels, and Drax is like, ah! And Drax starts pointing at him. It's
all emotional, and he starts laughing at her.
Right? Exactly. Yeah,
Drax is the best.
I went with that one instead.
Number 1 for me is Puny God, Hulk, and Loki, and the sound Loki. Yeah, dude, that was hilarious. Loki's going in on him, and then Hulk just destroys him.
Yeah,
and then that little whimper Loki makes at the end. I thought that was hilarious.
I just realized though I have 6 on here.
What do you got?
I don't know which one I'm gonna say first. I'll just say the next one. He's a friend from work. We know each other. He's a friend
Ragnarok.
Yeah, like I said, you're gonna get a lot of Thor. But then also, I guess I'll do an honorable mention for this one. Drax again. I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Yeah, why is Gamora?
So honorable mentions: Shakespeare in the Park. Why is Gamora? I Am Groot. I Am Steve Rogers.
I Am Steve Rogers. Yeah, I thought about that one as well.
To go along with the pirate had a baby with an angel. When Star-Lord says, okay, it's a wake-up call. I'm going to get a Bowflex. I'm going to commit. I'm going to get some dumbbells. Right. And then Rocket says, you can't eat dumbbells, right?
You can't eat. Yeah. And then when it was the same scene as Why is Gamora. Oh, what master do you serve? What am I supposed to say? Jesus?
There's so many, dude. There's so many.
Yeah, that's why I say sure, it's a top 5 for me, but there are just so many movies or so many moments that just make you
all right.
Yeah,
it's time. One must go.
It is time for One Must Go, everybody. Let's get it going. We got a nice little list
Never
right
know
here.
what freaking Wes is gonna
Yeah.
throw at us. Try to get canceled again on this one every time.
Here we go, guys. One must go: Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, or Sprite.
Sprite.
That was easy. Sprite is gone. Coke is my main. Pepsi second. DP I would have if I had to. Sprite, you can go.
Yep, agreed.
We all three agree?
Yeah, I mean, Dr.
Boom.
Pepper, you can't really get rid of that. Like, it's one of the most like unique there is.
I love Dr. Pepper.
Sprite,
yeah.
like I can switch Sprite with 7-Up all day and be perfectly fine. You
Or
know?
what's the new one?
Starry. I love Starry.
Starry.
Starry's, yeah, that's.
Have you
They all
ever
taste the
had
same.
have you ever had Squirt?
Oh, my grandma loves
Yes.
Squirt. That's
Dude, I
all
love
she does.
Squirt.
Whenever she gets here, she always brings a case of Squirt.
It's a PG podcast, Moritz.
It's a PG.
Dude, he's looking at me. I didn't
saw
say
your
anything.
face. I saw your face. Wes is gonna go back and watch this and be
Yeah.
like, "You guys are horrible." I
Yeah,
love
Mike.
Squirt.
And my grandma brings her Squirt here all the time.
We got to get Wes's grandma on the podcast.
I'm trying to keep it together.
Oh god.
Jimmy, first time.
Oh, you
Squirt
started
is
it
the best.
I made eye movements. That's all I did.
toward my camera.
Towards your
Oh
Okay.
no.
at the camera.
Oh, I'm
that's
crying.
all.
I'm crying.
Okay, well, squirting aside, next up, one must go: the Zelda series, Mario series, Halo series, or COD series.
Say it
Wait,
again.
Zelda,
Mario, Halo, or COD.
Oh my-
Mario. Yeah.
Hold on now.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had so much joy playing Mario, and I don't want to get rid of any of them. But Zelda is my jam.
Zelda can't
Call
go.
of Duty,
Call of
dude.
Duty
I
can't go.
saw a meme the other day that was like, yeah, back in my day, we used to have to wait at GameStop till 12 o'clock at night to get the new COD. I'm like, dude, those were the times.
Oh, those are
Mountain
great.
Dew, XP, stuff, getting the codes for Mountain Dew. Like, I can't get rid of that. And then Halo, it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, dude, when a new Halo came out, the campaign, and then when the multiplayer for Halo came out, insane. So yeah, I'm getting rid of Mario.
I have to get. I can't. I got to get rid of Halo.
Don't get rid of Zelda. You're
Yeah.
stupid. Don't do it.
I can't get
He's
rid of
gonna do
Zelda. I can't get rid of COD. I got to get rid of Halo.
Yeah, Halo's gone.
But dude, Mario,
Really?
you can't put Halo above Mario.
I did.
I know you're wrong. Yeah.
Halo 3 was a good
Halo's-
game, but
No,
I don't know.
Halo would be number 4 for me.
I mean,
But
yeah, Mario.
if I have to get rid
I
of
love
one.
Yeah,
Mario
I mean, it's,
64, Super Mario,
Mario
Odyssey,
64. What was the Mario?
No, old
Super
heads,
Mario
people.
World,
Old
Super
heads.
Mario
Super Mario
World.
3.
3.
Well, yeah, all
Whistles.
those. What was the Mario where he had like the jetpacks and he built stuff?
Super Mario Sunshine.
Sunshine. I actually enjoyed playing that. That was pretty fun.
Yep, there's
never
actually
got
a
it.
big
It's
mod that came
hard.
out
Don't get me
recently.
wrong. It's hard,
never
but
got a
I've
part 2.
racked so many hours playing Halo, man.
Mario
That was a
Galaxy.
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Shameful. That's okay.
Let us know what y'all would get rid of.
Okay, next up, guys. One must go: movie theaters or theme parks. I already know the answer.
Theme parks.
theme parks.
Why would you even ask that?
Theme
Yep.
parks. Theme parks
Yeah.
are gone.
Yep. Okay.
Especially after was it last podcast or the one before where we both talked about we don't really like roller coasters
Yeah.
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Or skydiving or bungee jumping or
shark diving.
yeah.
Okay, next up, guys, we have one must go: football or basketball.
Basketball.
Football.
You're gonna say football, dude? There's literally bro, they literally stopped church for the Super Bowl, bro.
They are gladiators. They are the new age gladiators in an arena.
Bro,
No,
like,
no, no.
hockey.
You're gonna get roasted for that. Because
I-
actual rugby and lacrosse fans are gonna come at you and be like, "Oh yeah, they're gladiators with pads and helmets and."
I mean, I play hockey. We hit hard in
even
hockey.
hockey.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah,
asking me between football and baseball or basketball, so I'm picking football. There's nothing like Sunday night freaking football, man.
There's nothing
Yeah.
like Game 7 of the NBA championship either.
You could say
Yeah,
the
it's
same
called
thing
the
about
Super Bowl.
the Super Bowl.
It's called the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah,
Got people in the gridiron, bro.
Yeah, and then it's the classic. It's the commercials that come with it as well, and people paying millions of
spectacle.
dollars for a 30-second
Yeah.
commercial.
They
Like,
ain't stopping church for basketball, dog. They
That's my choice. That's Jimmy's choice. Hey, that's what it is.
Yep. Okay. Jimmy's getting roasted on this one. Okay. Next up, guys, we have Bane, Joker, Scarecrow, or Riddler.
Scarecrow.
What?
Damn, he said, "Screw you, Killian Murphy."
Scarecrow goes hard, man. It's got to be Bane. It's got to be. It's got to be
the Riddler in the comics.
No, it's the Riddler. Riddler's got to go because I just get Jim Carrey popped in my face and I can't take him serious. I mean, I can't put Jim Carrey's Riddler above Tom.
Well, what about the Riddler in the Batman?
A solid Riddler.
He's good, but I can't put him above Tom Hardy's Bane.
I'm not getting rid of Bane. What were the options?
I definitely can't put him above what's his name from.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of Scarecrow.
Killian.
Yeah,
Killian Murphy.
Killian played Scarecrow. Dude, he did a great job. He was scary.
There's something about like the fear, that Scarecrow.
Yeah.
I mean, Riddler's good. But
Riddler's got to go.
I like the Riddler more than Scarecrow.
The Riddler's good. Like, I mean, if we're talking about the games, like I would probably get rid of Scarecrow over Riddler.
I'm thinking of everything, and I'm getting rid of Scarecrow.
Riddler.
That's fair. Okay. Well, that's all for One Must Go. Next up, we have Overrated, Underrated. Let's go. Get your signs out. Give me a pretty good list.
Good to go.
Okay. Overrated, Underrated. First, we have crime dramas, CSI, NCIS, etc.
I think they're overrated. After the first three, they're all the exact same.
I kind of think they're over. Yeah, it's just because it's like a continuous. Like they've been around for such a long time.
Everyone you just named, Wes, has like 20 seasons.
It's crazy.
800 episodes.
But there contain stories within each episode. Like you could turn them on and watch whenever.
I get it, but it is a lot of kind of like crossover, like same story
minds,
type
like
stuff like that. The only thing crime dramas. I like law shows,
lawyer shows like Suits and Lincoln Lawyer. Have you seen the
Lincoln
Lawyer?
Yeah. Does that count? Because then they're properly.
I wouldn't even count. I would call those like.
I wouldn't put them in the same
dramas.
category though. So yeah, I'm gonna stick and say overrated.
Yep, agreed. Okay, next up, Pirates of the Caribbean.
The first.
That's hard, because
the first couple were properly rated, and then by the time we got to the end, they just kind of sucked. So
I don't even.
I call those sleeper movies, like the ones I can't make it through them. Like those last couple, I'll just fall asleep.
They definitely digressed, but the first couple.
Do you remember when the first one
awesome.
came out? It was awesome,
iconic, like the theme and everything.
Mm-hmm. The music,
awesome.
It was great.
Oh yeah, the music. No, why is the rum gone? Yes, but why is the rum gone? Or his walk when he runs and everybody's following him.
Everything,
classic.
dude.
Okay, time to do a rewatch. Okay, next up we have Sleeping with a Fan.
Excuse me?
What is that?
Sleeping with a fan. Like you have to have a fan to sleep. Overrated.
Oh!
You're talking to two people who kind of have fans.
It's like, what are you asking me?
Yeah, I was like,
you know what's funny is I wrote this on purpose.
Stories.
Super
y'all minds are
underrated.
dirty. That's what we found out.
I'm sorry about your grandma.
Is your grandma a fan? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hold on now.
Hey, I was legitimately sorry, Jimmy.
I respect Grandma Nemo. I've never met her, never talked to her, but
same.
Okay. Underrated. I sleep with a fan every night. Gotta have that noise.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I do sleep with a fan every night.
Okay.
And to me, it is about the white noise, but it is also about I don't like stale air when I sleep.
Just the breeze, agreed. Yeah, my brother's got like a big warehouse fan in his room.
You can always put more covers on too.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually like being cold and then covering myself up. I sleep best that way.
Yeah.
Same.
Just something about that. Yep. Okay, next up, guys, we have live streaming. Overrated, underrated.
I mean,
we'll go live streams as well.
Properly, just properly rated because I stream them.
Option of content. Now, the way live streams are going now, like all these like real life streamers and Kick and all just trying to like go
Crash in your
like
car,
piss people
on
off to get
screen,
react. That's
yeah.
crazy.
That's
That's
stupid.
It's
But
not
you
my
know, I
cup.
stream on my channel. You've streamed on your channel,
Yeah.
and there's some really great streamers out there, and there's
For
some
sure.
really good gaming streamers. Like there's a bunch of different variety of streaming. Yeah, I think it's just
It's also super
Overall.
hard. It's not easy to be a dedicated.
It's not
live
easy to
streamer and come
stream,
up with
yeah.
fresh content every day.
And
And
have to be
Yeah.
stuck, dude. Like, nah, I'll do content every day of the week over
Yep.
that. Okay, next up, guys,
Yeah,
we have
alright.
overrated, underrated, COD 4.
that's properly rated.
I don't even remember it. Like
It
COD
literally. I mean, COD 4 is what paved the way for COD to be a dynasty. Modern Warfare 2
Mhm.
is where we exploded, but it was all set up by COD 4.
where does that sit compared to Black Ops 2?
So COD 4, Modern Warfare, or COD 4, World at War,
It-
Modern Warfare 2,
it-
Black
it-
Ops
so it-
1,
It's not. You can't really. It's not that COD
3.
COD 4 was the first attempt.
Yeah, one.
So there was a lot that was
Oh.
wrong, but that's what made it special.
I think I remember it. I'll say properly
Yeah.
rated.
Yeah, it's properly rated.
Hey, you remember the Gold Deagle?
I do.
Yes.
There was
Desert
only
Angel.
there was only like 3 or 4 weapons.
There's
that
the
you could pick.
AK, the 7.4U. I thought it was a 7.4U. Yeah, 7.4U, and then the Deagle.
Yep.
something like
I
that.
think the M60.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
There was an LMG. Yeah.
It wasn't for
and a
each
shotty.
category, right?
Yeah, one in each.
Yeah, one in each. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Next up, guys. Overrated, underrated. Halo 3.
Properly rated.
Properly rated for sure. Yeah. I did.
Fair. Okay, well, we'll just go next. Next up, we have Tom Holland, Spider-Man.
Properly rated.
I was thinking. Yeah, I mean, yeah, everybody loves him.
I get what you were thinking. Like,
I was gonna say, is he underrated? Is where actually what
No,
I
That's,
was.
I don't-
that's
I don't
why I
think
put it
so.
on the list. I was like, it's a good.
Yeah, I think he's properly rated. I think he's good.
I think all 3 of those Spider-Man actors are at this point now properly loved for each of their
Yes.
takes. On
Now, sure. Yeah.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew
And I
Garfield.
love-
Andrew Garfield got the crap into the stick,
He-
just
he
like
did.
just like
That was
Hayden
bad for
Hayden
him.
Christensen did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But I think both of those people are very well loved now for their roles. So.
For sure.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2 is elite. Okay, next up we have Gollum in the Lord of the Rings.
I'm gonna say overrated because they're making movies solely about him, and
I'm
I
gonna
don't.
say overrated too because they
Yeah.
made a video game that was considered one of the worst video games of all.
yeah,
I-
like I him as a character, like I love Lord of the Rings, and like I think
My
there's very
precious
good purpose for the
Smeagol.
story, right? Yeah, like he's a very important character.
They shouldn't have made it. Yeah,
Um,
he's not. He shouldn't be the character.
No, exactly. That's and they're gonna do that. It seems like, so I'm just gonna say overrated.
I mean, if Andy Serkis is there and he's the one doing the voice acting and the performance acting, I'm on board with it.
Well,
I'm
he
saying
has to be
properly
for
rated.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
and I'll consume it, as Jimmy
that's
says.
true.
yeah, we
True.
will.
Next up, we have WandaVision.
Oh, yeah. No, God.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Warren
properly rated.
answer.
I think the majority of people know how good it was.
See, that's what I'm curious about. If the majority of the people think it's super awesome, then definitely properly rated. But I think a lot of people regard that as the best Disney Plus show. So I'll say properly rated. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's good, yeah. Okay, next up we have Aquaman 1, James Wan. You didn't like it?
I love Momoa and it was a good watch, but it wasn't. Once again, Mantis just pisses me off. I don't like his helmet. Makes me
Yeah,
angry.
I mean, yeah, but it was mainly about
That
him
was
and-
also peak Aquaman. That was peak when like Momoa was
it's
edgy
probably
Aquaman.
rated.
People, he was playing into it and stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's properly rated to me.
I
but-
agree.
Yeah.
Properly rated it. Okay, next up, Justin Timberlake. Just in general.
I mean, without him, we wouldn't get the Deadpool opening scene. Deadpool and Wolverine opening scene.
Or that Trolls song that I'm sure Jimmy's listened to a bunch of times.
I
You
think
got
he's
that
I
feeling?
think he's properly rated. I like his music.
It's gonna be May. Probably rated.
Properly
Yeah.
rated. Okay, there we go. Next
Great
up we
career
have
so far, yeah.
overrated, underrated, Mr. Beast.
I don't have to think about this one. Overrated.
he's properly rated because, I mean, I know the guy to a degree, and aside from all the stuff that he has to churn through and all the crap, there's no influencer, there's no creator that is even in the same universe with what he has done for people with the means that he was given himself. Not to mention, he was a think outside of the box creator that created his own type of genre. He did.
I'm not trying to hate. I'm not even basing this decision off of like there's a lot of allegations against him recently. Not even about that. I'm thinking about the videos. I don't watch Mr. Beast's videos.
I can't get into
them. Some
are
entertaining, but I don't. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Once you see like the stuff that he does with the editing and like you know he's playing towards that algorithm.
Exactly. To me, it's very generic. It is very built towards. I
lean towards all the
videos ever.
I lean towards all the ones where it's philanthropy and he's giving people houses and getting kids
those
where they
videos
can
are
see,
good.
Digging wells in Kenya towns.
The ones that I tend to find myself watching are the he does obstacle courses.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's kind of the big thing right now he's doing.
Yeah, but it's like Wes said, you can tell he tailors it a very specific way.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Which is not wrong for.
But once you see that, like once you identify that, like this is what he's trying to do, I'm like, I know what you're doing, bro, and I can't I respect it, but it's not entertaining for me. Because like I watch a 2-hour video on like someone mowing the lawn, like my brother does, and like that's content right there. That's my kind of.
See, and to me, this is a really weird standpoint because it's very weird considering it's just you and I and us three on this podcast each time, but something about when he has a lot of the same people on all the time, I don't like that for some reason.
Yeah.
He's had Logan Paul on a lot recently, and I'm just kind of like, dude, find someone else. Like nothing against Logan Paul, but like I get it, but it's like also it's at the same time it's like, and he's doing this thing where he's teaming up with like everybody recently, and I'm just like, what happened to when you got random people to do things? And I get it, having Pokimane in a video, Logan Paul in a video where you're playing hide and seek in a football stadium gets more views, right? But I don't know. Maybe I'm one of those kids that think it's not cool to be mainstream. I don't know.
Freeze the crowd. All right, next up, guys, we have Windows OS. Underrated.
Yeah, it's properly rated.
I say underrated.
I think it's properly rated until it makes me mad.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm definitely a Mac guy though. As I film on my
glorious Windows setup because you like gaming.
Exactly.
Okay, next up, speaking of games, Killzone games.
Super underrated.
What are Killzone games?
You don't remember the Killzone games on PlayStation?
You didn't play them. They were awesome.
Dude. Killzone 1, the multiplayer. It was like supposed to be like the PlayStation COD.
They were Gears of War before Gears of War, weren't they?
Well, that was more Resistance, I would say.
Oh, okay.
The Killzone were like, this is our answer for Halo and COD.
That's right.
I don't remember these at all.
I guarantee you've
I'll
seen
have
the
to
logo.
look it up.
Yeah, look up Killzone. You've seen the logo, bro. I know you have. Like, once you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah. No?
Nope.
No?
All right,
we move Killzone, dude.
We move on.
Next up, we move on. The PlayStation 5 DualSense controller.
I don't know on PlayStation 5. I have no idea.
I think it's properly rated. I love it. It feels so good. The haptic feedback in my hands.
I don't know what Killzone is.
You don't know what Killzone is? That's crazy.
I'm still
to me,
on
dude.
this. I don't. Yeah.
Holy cow, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, well,
like
that's
the helmet kind of looks familiar, but I feel like
it's like an iconic
helmet.
like PlayStation thing. You've probably seen it in like a PlayStation event or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, next up we have cold showers. Overrated. Jimmy said overrated.
It's torture. Listeners. It's terrible. It's torture. Why would you do that to yourself?
I mean, they wake you up.
Whatever.
They're supposed to be health benefits.
Do they make you happy?
But I don't do them.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I'm not and like, you know, yeah. And like, I've been like taking my health more seriously lately. And I've like seen like research on like ice baths and stuff. I'm like, that's cool. Not going to do it.
There's an opposite side to that.
Yeah.
There's research out there.
It's bad for you.
Yes.
Well, it's because
So-
like shocking your system.
Yeah.
I think just a cold shower, like a gradual, not like an immediate. It's like jumping in a pool. Like I don't like jumping into a
I've
pool
done that
immediately.
before. Yeah, no,
Turn
I've
it
done
as
that
hot as
before.
I
I'll
can
make
get,
it.
and I jump in it when it is
Jimmy's
scalding.
like trying to be Anakin out here.
Burn my skin, please. Yes. Ashley comes in the bathroom, and like 3 minutes later, every mirror is fogged. You can't see anywhere. I love
Oh, my grandma hates that.
it. Grandma Nemo.
Yeah. Okay, well that's all for overrated, underrated.
All right, we have a couple community questions, and then we'll do
Or comments.
our little thing or comments. We actually had some good ones. Methan Federal said, which lesser known Marvel character would you like to see brought back in the future films that has never appeared before? I personally think Captain Britain in the MCU would be awesome. You guys are killing the podcast. Big ups from Australia. Jimmy, please force Warren to
Yo.
play Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
Warren should play Red Dead
W.
Redemption 2 just because I think you would thoroughly enjoy it. Methan, thank you for the comment. That's tough.
Never like in the MCU or just
And a lesser
ever?
known. I'm gonna. Dang.
That's so hard. Wow, that's hard. That's something hard to just spring on me. I'd have to. Ow, my cats! What are you doing? It's not time for food.
I would like to see. I would like to see a take, and I know it's not going to be Ned. I would like to see a take on Hobgoblin. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool character.
What about
Captain
like,
Britain's actually pretty cool. I know that's weird. Go ahead, Wes. I'm thinking still.
what about like a Hercules?
Well, we're going
We've
to see
seen him.
and he's not lesser known by any means.
Is he not in
Oh,
the MCU?
shit, well,
Or in Marvel?
Hercules?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. What's he been in recently?
No, in the comics.
Yeah, but what's he been in?
Well, he
I
was.
thought
in
that we're
the
talking
end of
about, like-
Thor. He was
I've got
set
one.
up. He was
Oh,
set
I
up
didn't
for
watch.
Thor
I didn't
5.
watch Thor: Love and
Who?
Thunders.
I've got one. Beta
Okay.
Ray Bill.
Who?
Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill. Okay. All right. Well, we did see him in statue form on
We saw
Sakaar.
his statue, right?
his
But he
statue.
technically hasn't been in there yet.
That'd be cool.
Um,
That's a good question.
Yeah,
We
this is really
saw-
good. Stumped me.
we saw Corbinites, but not Beta Ray Bill.
Okay. There you go. Let us know.
Yeah,
who
but
you-
Captain Britain is
you guys
also a really
think.
good
Captain
one,
Britain's a good
especially if you imagine Henry Cavill playing him. Like,
one. All right. Dirt Dobler YouTube. If the OG Star Wars movies were redone today, what actors do y'all think should play the main roles? I understand most of the actors were lesser known when making Star Wars 1, but still, what modern day actors do you think fit the bill? Or can nobody top or come close to the OG cast? I think this would be a really cool topic. God bless. Stay safe, guys.
hard.
Let's just pick the top. Let's pick 3. Who would play Anakin?
We talking
Wait,
young or
was it
old?
Original Star Wars?
Young.
Was it original Star Wars though?
Oh yeah, you said original. So who would play Luke?
Sebastian Stan.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen the
Yeah,
like
yeah,
That's why I
that's a
brought it
good
up.
one. Who would
I'm gonna do
Who would play Obi-Wan?
Mark
So that'd
Hamill.
be older.
Mark Hamill.
No.
No.
Why not?
No.
We've established how we feel about.
I like Mark Hamill. Y'all the haters.
What about Keanu as Vader?
I thought Keanu. I was thinking Keanu, but
the voice would be tough?
the voice would be tough. I was thinking Keanu just if I would put him in anywhere. I'm not sure I would. I was maybe thinking Tom Cruise as Han. You have to have some type of a cocky swagger to play Han.
Chris Pratt as Han.
Han Solo, Chris
Oh,
Pratt
Chris
would be.
Pratt.
Yeah, that would be good. That
Yeah.
would be good.
For some
Yeah,
reason,
I mean,
heard-
Star-Lord is
saw
literally
Chris
Han.
Pratt.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say it, bro.
that would be dope. That would be
Adam
dope.
Driver as Vader.
Yeah,
I can
well,
see that.
that's what you're gonna do
I can
from
see that.
Kylo.
Yeah. Seriously, like
I can
Adam
see that.
Driver's a good actor. They
He
just
is a good
ruined
actor.
him.
Oh no, I'm not saying. I'm just saying he's already Kylo. I mean,
That's
I'd be
okay.
alright with him playing Vader
We're retconning.
because they would modify the voice, right? I mean,
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's. I mean, you almost think Tom Hardy could do a good Vader voice.
True,
The
yeah. He
did
voices that
Bane. He
he's
pulled
done.
Bane.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then the Venom voice too.
Yeah.
So
But like, would we go with like the normal voice of Vader, or like would it be just
Up to you.
distorted still?
I mean, you still
'Cause,
have
like,
to
have you
have
seen
like,
the original?
oxygen, right?
Yeah,
This,
yeah,
the
you have to have
snorkel
the.
gear
It
and
has to
stuff.
be
Yeah,
distorted. That's
Have
a
you
good
heard how
one.
like the original dude like talks in like the before they did the voiceover?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's actually so weird.
All right, this next one is for Warren. Cyrax says, Warren, what are your top
Cyrax.
3 pieces of media you'd show Jimmy to introduce him to K-pop? Curious what you think would pique his interest. I told you to send me stuff and you never did.
Right away, Stray Kids, Chick Chick Boom, because do I say it or do I just let Jimmy watch it?
Nah, you can send me stuff after the show. And
We're gonna, you know what? We'll react to it and we'll put it up.
Yeah,
we'll put it up.
Okay, we'll do that.
But how about this? I'll give you groups. I'd go Stray Kids for sure. I'd have to go Twice because they're my favorite, and I guess you have to go like either Blackpink or ITZY, or yeah, probably one of the more mainstream ones now. So I'm definitely throwing Stray Kids in there, Chick Chick Boom, which I'll have him react to. We might do that today.
Yeah, I'll download it.
Then I'll do Twice or Blackpink, probably those 3. And there's a good variety of those that I could show him that he probably likes. He likes Taylor Swift, so
any of those are. But yeah, we'll react.
Thanks for asking a K-pop question.
Thanks for the question. That's from like
and
1 or 2. That's way back.
Yeah, Cyrax has been commenting on a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you.
All right, guys, make sure you comment, and you could get your comments or questions or thoughts or theories put into the podcast, and we're going to close this out, I think.
Or even shape a podcast with some topics. If you
this
guys
is
put
true.
It in there.
With our agree or disagree. Warren, this isn't an agree or disagree, but it's a question. If the MCU never launched, where would you be right
now? That's interesting because I feel like I would have dove into.
You wouldn't be sitting here.
No, we definitely wouldn't be sitting here. I mean, I'm literally sitting in an Iron Man chair.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would have, because I have other YouTube channels and other things that I do. Like I have like multiple Instagram pages dedicated to like K-pop or like other things. You know what I mean? I would have dove into something. I feel like, on YouTube once I figured it out. Fortunately for me, Marvel's what I loved. I loved the movies and the MCU existed, right? Maybe there still would have been Marvel movies that I would have talked about, right? Like more X-Men movies and stuff like that.
Right.
Because, I did, when I first started, I talked about, the other X-Men movies that were happening at the same time, and Deadpool and stuff like that. It wasn't just the MCU. And I talked about DC a lot when I first started, and I talked about kind of just like everything. And then I just honed in on Marvel because it's what I enjoy the most. And it's what I know the most. So I feel like I would have dove into something in the pop culture genre, but I don't think it probably would have been as good as where I am now.
Okay. All right. Your turn.
I feel like that was a fan question, and I totally forgot it was a statement from you. Well, I'm not. Maybe I want to switch the order that I have here to more fit with the question that you just said. Okay, here's one. Trying to think of how to word this, and I don't know. Okay, so I'm not necessarily saying this is how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just asking you. They should not make any more movies with Deadpool and Wolverine in them, with the exception of Secret Wars, because there's rumors right now that they're gonna do like Deadpool and Wolverine 2.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, because we just got done talking about how they just regurgitate, and it makes the stuff that was special not as special.
Less special.
I wouldn't lose sleep or be upset if they didn't do another specific. I would be okay if they didn't do Deadpool and Wolverine 2. I'd be okay.
Yeah. I should say maybe within the next 10 years they shouldn't. Because like it'd be cool, like a little reunion,
Yeah.
15 years from now, and then Ryan Reynolds pops up and he's like, till you're 90.
Yeah. It's not going to hit the same as the original. It's just not.
Exactly. So I'm kind of worried. I'm like,
they probably will.
There are areas to improve plot wise and story wise and stuff, but like, dude, it's such a hit. Like, it's such an awesome movie. Like one of my favorite ever in the entirety of the MCU. Like, do you really want to try to do another one? I don't know,
the dollar? Yeah.
Definitely.
The studios will.
90.
All right. Second one. I only have 3. Second one's a question too. If you had if you had $10 million given to you today, you wouldn't do this podcast anymore. So it wasn't. It's a statement. If somebody handed you $10 million tax-free
Disagree.
today, you wouldn't show up next week for the podcast with me.
No, disagree. I've disagree because this is kind of like asking.
Wes goes off the air. We can't even get a hold of him anymore.
Well, we don't get paid for this right now, everybody. Not until you.
Passion project, baby. Let's
we
go.
do this for free.
We already do it for free, right? Because we like to do it, and Jimmy and I have talked forever about doing it just because we like all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost kind of like being asked, and I've thought about this before because it's like if you just had enough money, or like because I'm starting, and same for Jimmy. Like Jimmy owns like a bunch of businesses and stuff, right? Like YouTube and like podcasts and stuff. That's not like our only form of income. So I've always thought like if my business over here grows so much that I don't have to do YouTube anymore, would I still do it? My answer is always yes. Would I do it every day?
Right.
No, but a few times a week, right? Would I do a podcast once a week? Sure, of course I would, because I genuinely love talking about it.
All right. Right answer.
Yeah, and I don't even mind doing it every day right now because it's what I love, and it's it's my job now. Yeah,
right,
I feel like I want to come up with something else more closely related to like this, because like one of mine is like
ask what you got,
one of mine is flavored watering is overrated.
I went way too deep, didn't I?
That was the first one I had on my
what
list.
was it again?
Was Crystal Light.
Oh, Crystal Light is.
What's the question?
Do you think flavored water is overrated?
I do.
I don't. See, I love Crystal Light.
Crystal Light is amazing.
That's what's in my jug right now. That was the first question
I'm over here hitting him with the super
existential
deep.
like.
Oh, so I was like, maybe
That's
I
great.
need to switch some things around.
That's
right
awesome.
now.
I think it's overrated. All right, my last one. Warren, the best days will always be behind us in Star Wars.
Oh, my flavored water question. Jimmy comes out with all this stuff. You see, there's a part of me that really cherishes some of the past Star Wars that we've got, and based off of the more recent Star Wars that we've gotten, I'm inclined to just like gravitate towards. Yeah, I agree, but I'm also very hopeful, and I also think it just takes the right, either one person directing it or writing it, or just a right group of people one time to knock it out of the park. So I want to disagree because I want to be hopeful and optimistic.
You can't recreate nostalgia.
No, you can't.
It's a very powerful feeling. So for me, I agree with it. The best days will always be behind us in Star Wars. I fully feel that there's nothing, just because of my nostalgia for what I grew up on, I don't see anything topping that. Even if it's fantastic, I don't see it hitting the same chord and heartstrings that have already been hit for me. And the stuff that hits chords and heartstrings, like Anakin coming back and Ahsoka,
right?
It's because of nostalgia.
No, I get that.
So that's kind of where I'm
at. And I'm actually inclined to agree, because at the same time, to me personally, I will never get the feelings back of like going to watch Revenge of the Sith in the theater, especially because like a lot of us with my dad and stuff like that. So it's like, my dad's gone. I'm never going to get to watch a movie with them again. So it's like, the new Star Wars will come out. And even if it's like an amazing Star Wars movie, the feeling that I had as, a kid and a young man, I'll never get that back.
Best days are behind us.
Yeah. I mean, see, my thing is like, if they just move away from the Skywalker name and just leave that behind, I feel like there's so many stories and like just things that they could tell. And I feel like I'm going to say the best days are not behind us for the simple fact that I think they're going to move away from the Skywalkers, and that's when the peak is going to enter.
No, they're not. We're literally,
100%.
they said we were, and this next trilogy's probably going to.
Well, and Rey
Skywalker is literally.
Ridley just came out and was like, "Oh yeah, no, don't worry, we're working on it. We'll have an update for you soon."
Yeah, well, once they're done with that, you can be like optimistic. In 3 years,
you can say the glass is half full, but you're going to have to wait decades, Wes.
That's okay, bro. There's the books, there's the games, and I'll be fine.
Extended universe, all of that.
The animated stuff.
And as a Star Wars podcast should, that's how we end our podcast today.
There you go.
Everybody let me know. Is Crystal Light overrated?
No, it's
It is
amazing.
peak,
I just
bro.
think it's
I
hilarious.
also have
Your
Fresca
feeling-
right
Your
here.
feeling's bad. Like you don't want to
Flavored
read it.
sparkling water.
You didn't want to read it because of the stuff I was giving you.
I really didn't. You hit me with that first one. I was like,
That's great.
I
All
have
right.
more too, but we're gonna end it with Star Wars. That's
Yeah,
much
we'll end it with Star Wars. We're gonna go react to some stuff. Episode 11 in the books. Thank you, everybody. Thank you
Over
again
halfway
for the milestones on YouTube, the milestones on TikTok. Super, super appreciative.
We hope this is just the beginning.
I feel like it is.
So we
We're
love
over
you
halfway
all.
to a
Keep
habit.
the comments coming. Keep the theories, the suggestions, everything you guys do. We're super appreciative of all y'all. So
Yep.
thank you.
Peace.
Appreciative of all y'all.
Appreciative.